Welcome to the SDA Housing Podcast, brought to you by NDIS Property Australia. Before starting this episode, we need to provide a general disclaimer. Information contained in this podcast is general in nature only. It does not take into account the objectives, financial situation, or needs of any particular person. You need to consider your financial situation and needs before making any decisions based on the information in this podcast. And you should consider seeking independent and professional advice for your personal circumstances. All right, let's begin.
Hello, my name is Minh, and I'm your co-host with Debbie, and you're listening to the SDA Housing Podcast. I show explains, highlights, guides, and brings awareness about all things SDA in this ever-changing and diverse world. Debbie, hello.
Hello, Minh.
This is our last podcast for the year, 2024.
Wow. Another year of a huge number of episodes.
Yeah.
I didn't actually count them before we started this, but we're well into the 270s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've done a lot.
Yeah, so by February, we'll be at 3 years, this podcast show.
It will be.
The show, in summary, has sort of drifted back to a one show per week for the last 5 or 6, 7 months because we've been so busy ourselves.
What have we been busy doing, Minh?
Wow, let's do a yearly wrap up, Debbie. What do you think? How's the year gone overall?
We've had a very interesting year. There's been so many changes in the industry, in the market, and in our focus, I guess. I think we should start with talking about the growth in our team. I think at the beginning of the year, we were probably at around about 20. Now we're at around about 30.
30 plus another recruitment of about 5 or 6 more staff.
To start the new year.
During Christmas, New Year, to start New Year, to push it back to 35 again, yeah.
Yep. So that's been fabulous, bringing on some really interesting team members to help us with the growth of our business into these new areas. So let's talk about where we have really gone this year in terms of new services that we're providing.
Yeah. SDA Housing Assist, which is a procurement support service headed by Maddie in our office here at Wollongabba, Brisbane. And then also the SDA Advisory Services, which is really research and technical advice in terms of SDA analytics and feasibility work, headed off by Denise from our second office in South Brisbane, South Bank, near our first office in Brisbane as well. That team there is all research and analysts there, just trudging numbers and spreadsheets and doing lots of the nerdy stuff for SDA.
Yeah, all the feasibility stuff.
But Debbie, I reckon, look, the way the market has gone or evolved, luckily we launched those 2 services a year ago.
Or earlier.
9 months ago. Because they are really, really helping us.
Those 2 parts of the business are so busy. So, but yeah, I guess it's very timely to discuss the shift in the market.
Yes.
Because we were always a company focused on selling off the plan.
That was 4 years ago.
Yeah. Even up until last year, that was still our predominant focus. But it's not anymore.
The SHA, SDA Housing Assist, and the SAS, SDA Advisory Services, are now underpinning the foundation and the future of this company and brand in this property Australia, because that is what is needed in the marketplace for SDA. Having the ability to provide backup support of finding participants and providers for empty houses out there. That's the reason why we started that business brand, SHA. And secondly, having the data and the research to back up areas and demand, supply, but also the feasibility and viability of developments and projects and acquisitions of SDA, that is also needed by the investor market. So those 2 underpin our future moving forwards, I think, because the market sentiment has changed, the market conditions have changed. Debbie, why the changes in the last 12 months, I guess? That's my question to you.
Oh, well, look, predominantly, basically the oversupply of house and land properties, houses, new build houses in the greenfield estates all around Australia. And we're talking Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, less so in Sydney. Just meaning that for many investors now, a good quality property in a good location is out of their reach financially. Additionally, there was the recent changes to NDIS funding, which has also put a lot of investment properties in SDA out of reach of a lot of people because of the qualification rules now. So there's less good properties available for sale, and there's less people who can actually qualify and financially able to buy them.
And we've said many times the last 8-9 months, 1.2 million is the new benchmark. Knockdown rebuilds, infill areas, they're the new places to be for SDA because of those greenfield excess builds in all these areas.
Yeah, there's no point building out there now. There's no point spending $800,000, $900,000 on an SDA property because it'll be in the wrong area. It will remain untenanted.
Also, Debbie, lending changes as well. That's another thing we covered recently.
And that's had a huge impact. So when we spoke to Paul Grant on a recent episode, he said that he believes 75% of the people that would have previously qualified for an SDA loan no longer do. So that has cut out a huge number of potential investors from the space.
Not only cutting out investors, Debbie, cutting out competitors as well.
That's true. That's a very interesting thing to talk about. Let's talk more about the other people selling SDA properties out there over the last few years.
They've disappeared.
A lot of them have because there's not much to sell and it's too hard to sell it now.
Exactly.
They've not necessarily disappeared. They're just focusing on other things.
Oh, Debbie, I've seen some websites that says we've now closed our business. We're no longer working the SDA world. But also, Debbie, I had a phone call last night from someone, right? I won't mention who, right? It's too, what's the word? Not scandalous, but no. But people are there are lawsuits happening out there against the bad players who have been selling SDA stock out there. People do talk. There's also, people, organisations high up in the SDA world who are tracking their movements and their the activity in the SDA world. And that may go towards an ASIC thing or legal court or NDIS commission kind of things. Right? But the point is, the bad actors of the world of SDA are being monitored at the moment because actions speak louder than words, and the fact that they turn their back on investors and do not assist with clients who are in trouble with empty houses or having bought in the wrong areas or having received extra large commissions for those transactions, right? And not doing what's in the best interest of the clients, that is causing a lot of heartache out there for innocent investors who are in the wrong situation.
Yeah, so there's going to be a huge shift in the industry next year. I think there's going to be less for sale, and there'll be less people focusing on selling SDA. Very, very few people out there, I'd say, in the future.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we only do SDA here, really. I mean, yes, we've dabbled a little bit with barley, and you've all seen it all. You've listened to our podcast, so we've tried and tested it. So yeah, it's plugging along.
Actually, we should just very quickly touch on that. We have built a new brand around barley, which has got nothing to do with NDIS Property Australia. So if you do want to know more, let us know.
What's the name of the brand, Debbie?
Lux Asia Property.
Wonderful. Can't wait to see the website.
I know. Anyway, we won't go into any more on that. This is all about NDIS Property Australia.
Yeah, so the year so far and our focus. So yeah, our focus has really become fee for service. Okay. And luckily we saw that coming a year and a half ago, and we made that focus.
Yeah, we did. We kind of started with the reports that we were doing, and we started charging for those. That grew into a much larger number of reports that we have on offer. And then that grew into very tailored, bespoke, fee-for-service advisory services that we can now do. So basically, anyone wants any kind of assistance or advice on the space, we can provide that.
And the last 3 to 5 months, there have been so many inquiries that have been fee-for-service kind of type of clients coming in.
So many. And I guess this is twofold why this has happened. I mean, we were always getting people who'd come to us even 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I've got a block of land. Can I build something on it? And we didn't have the knowledge or the resources at that time to really assist these people. We knew a few builders, but the builders were generally the sort of cookie cutter builders that wouldn't look at a block of land anyway. They weren't interested in doing infills. Now we have so many contacts that we are able to assist them. We've got the designers, the town planners, the all the different builders and developers that we can, and assessors, of course, that we can call on to assist us to help those clients understand their options. And that's really what we're now able to do. And so that's changed. But there's also been the change of the type of people looking to get into this market. There are the people who are looking to a bigger development. They don't just have a small block of land. They want to do a knockdown rebuild, but they do have a larger site and they want to do a bigger development on it. So
It's either a larger site or a larger budget.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right, a larger budget. So that's really exciting, and that just reflects the change in the market and the maturity of the market.
But also, Debbie, it gives our team the opportunity to evolve to the next level.
Absolutely. And where's that going, Min?
Well, we're launching a new service in-house in the new year, a development management or project management team. And they will start working on some of these projects. For example, I mean, we had about probably 12 to 15 new accounts to start in January. And these are SDA advisory fee-for-service work to help clients work out what the options are for these developments on these sites. And these are small sites, obviously, 4-pack, 6-pack, splitter block, subdivision, those are those little developments. But there are a few which are 10, 15 packs as well. So, and I see us being able to pick up project management work from these 15 for the month in January, February, and then consistently I'm handling more inbound inquiries for developments to grow a project management team delivering the service all around Australia. So we're looking at hiring an urban town planner. We're looking at hiring, and that's I interviewed him this morning already, and look at hiring a experienced development manager either in Melbourne or in Brisbane to work on our developments down south as well. So it all comes back to the advisory, fee-for-service, research, data analytics attached to SDA. This is all SDA work. And this is the evolution of our business because what we were 100% sales and zero technical advice 4 or 5 years ago. Now we're pretty much 70 to 80% research and advisory and 10 to 20% sales. So we've done a total flip back compared to what we used to do. But that's not out of choice. It just evolved that way.
It's evolved that way. And look, it doesn't mean that we won't be selling in the future because, and we'll always be there. But secondly, a lot of these projects that will be going to development will then be for sale.
And so we're now a one-stop shop. And I know those words mean little out there in the real world, but in our world, a one-stop shop is more stronger, unified team to deliver many aspects of the whole process of SDA.
And I guess that comes back to moving away from talking about the future and what we're looking at getting into next year. The collaborations that we have had this year and the events and different things that we have done this year to spread awareness, to work with other stakeholders in the industry. So let's talk a little bit about that. We've had our masterclasses, we've had lots of webinars, we've had our networking events.
And we've also had a lot more loyal groups out there who really put us on the pedestal. We don't ask for it, but they say, you guys are the best at what you do, right? And that's not a confirmation that you're the best sales group. No, we're not. I think we're the best diversified SDA business out there in consulting, advisory, and a bit of sales. So
yeah, I think it's the diversification that we've managed to achieve in terms of our knowledge and how many different types of people we can assist.
Yeah. Back to the word assist. I'll be very clear here. SDA Housing Assist began 8-9 months ago because no one is helping the poor investors who are sitting there with empty houses. The SDA providers, they can only handle so much.
They're under-resourced and overworked.
Their supervisors don't know who to go to.
Yep. A lot of them still don't even really understand the space.
So we're sort of putting a hand up out there saying, hey guys out there, everyone out there, if you have an empty house, need help, come talk to us. We'll see what we can do. If you're struggling with finding an SDA provider, come talk to us. We'll refer you to someone on. So we're here to help. And that's not a commercial statement. It's if we can help you out somehow, somewhere to move along the process of completion, sourcing participants or providers, we'll gladly help out. Yeah. Because out there, no one is helping. It's every man for himself at the moment. And it's a little bit sad to see. We need to see more collaboration, more support, more sharing of knowledge and experience to help each other out. And that's what we're trying to do with our conduct in the marketplace. We're trying to lead by example out in the industry. And people have said to us that we are the voice of it. We are one of the voices of SDA out there. And then rightly so or not, we are a podcast show, and we're doing our best to share the love, share the knowledge and experience and the stories. And that's why, Debbie, I think a lot of our inquiries coming in have been them saying, you listen to your podcast, you want to sign up to be a fee-for-service client or a development, please help us out. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. We are getting more of those all the time. So thank you to those listeners who do reach out to us for assistance or advice. That's what we're here for.
And we're looking at hiring between 4 to 8 new staff members for the early January, probably 5 or 6, to join the research and feasibility team and the developments team, project management team. So we're bringing more of a technical staff team to handle more the technical side of SDA, advising builders and developers and sophisticated investors. Because I reckon I'm very proud of this, Debbie. No one does analytics and research and advice from a financial feasibility point of view as good as us. There's no one else out there. No one. Yeah. I challenge you to go out there and find a team of 40 staff people out there doing SDA 100%. Show me. There is no one out there. Yeah. We're approaching 40 staff members now, and all we do is SDA. Yeah. But yet somehow we're able to survive. Stay afloat, whereas everyone else who's competing with us, they're still trying to sell, make big commissions, and or turn their backs on their clients, because it is a tough market in SDA out there. Yeah. And we should be proud, Debbie, of what we've achieved this year in 2024. Such a tough market to be in.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's been very much an evolution for the industry and for us. Yeah. Well, I think that kind of wraps up everything that has happened this year.
Debbie, I would like you to give an update as to your travels for the Christmas break and then all that kind of stuff. So where you heading off to?
Oh, I am. Okay. I'm going to make you all very envious. I'm flying to London, and then I'm going to be sailing on the Queen Mary from Southampton to New York, Christmas and New Year in Vegas with my family. So it's going to be a very different holiday this year over in the Northern Hemisphere in the cold. But yeah, really looking forward to it.
Meanwhile, myself and some of the staff are staying in Brisbane to prepare for the new year for work. So we're still, skeleton staff are still there, yes, answering a couple of calls here and there over Christmas break for our three-week shutdown. When are we shutting down, Debbie?
Our last day is the 20th of December.
And we open up again when?
The 13th of January.
Cool. Okay. So if in the meantime, everyone who's listening, this is a podcast pre-recorded in early December. Well, first week in December, but will be published on late December. Please, around Christmas. Please have a safe and Merry Christmas. Please listen to our podcast shows the last 3 years.
Or 270 odd.
But we look forward to coming back to hopefully, start the new year with a whole bunch of team members to get into the feasibility world and the research world. And we got so much work just banked in, ready to go for January and February. So much work. That's why we have to hire. We're looking at hiring all these staff members just to assist us with this workload. So Lenore and Denise and Amy and, some of the staff here are going to keep on leading the charge for the research feasibility team. We had to lose a few staff with graduates moving on to Christine's going back to UK, and a couple of other guys are going to graduate, move on to other careers. But we are evolving ourselves as a business, and as also a team member group here as well. And we look forward to taking more inquiries in the new year from those developers, builders, or mum and dad investors who want to look into SDA, because it's always evolving, Debbie. We know this. We've spoken about this many times throughout. But I reckon by the end of 2025, we're going to see a lot more action in the SDA world when a lot of these state-owned houses, group houses and legacies
leave the system,
are phased out of their world into our private SDA rental market.
Yeah, 2025 is going to be a very interesting year, and I'm very excited for it.
For now, we have to say goodbye.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
New Year. And feel free to email us at podcast@ndos.property, and we'll be checking the emails throughout the whole Christmas New Year break, and we'll get back to you soon enough. Yeah, we'll have Josh is still on round. Josh is one of our awesome team members in our team. He's moved on to a new career in mid-January, but he'll still be available to take calls and emails over the next 4 to 5 weeks when we're shut down for the period as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Debbie, enjoy your trip overseas, and then you will see you in the year.
You will do.
Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please make sure you are subscribed and following us so you can keep in the loop with all of our upcoming episodes. We would really appreciate it if you could leave us a 5-star rating, a written review, and to share this podcast with those that could benefit. Until next time, catch you on the next episode.